Hello and welcome to this Diablo 4 news roundup. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for the early access launch of Diablo 4. Only a few days away, I'm already counting days and hours. How about you? Let me know in the comments, are you excited? But let's kick things right off with an official post from the Diablo Twitter account where they say, what are you naming your steed in Diablo 4? So, to me, that's confirmation that we are able to name our mounts in Diablo 4, which is really good news because I will definitely make a barbarian that I call Roach with a steed called Geralt. Let me know what your names for your horses or mounts will be in the comments down below. Now check out this really good question about open world bosses on Twitter by Sean. Haven't seen a clear answer on this yet. At launch, are the world bosses going to be on a set schedule or are they available all the time? If scheduled, I'm also curious to know what the intervals will be. And Global Community Development Director Adam Fletcher goes ahead and clarifies there will be spawn times, but they will variate. So this is really good news for everybody working in shifts, for example, or not having time all day long. You will be able to find a window where you can take on the open world boss. Great news! In some of my last videos I've been already talking about in-game mechanics for all you theory crafters out there. And we've got another great question from Ben Lee Gaming. Hey, could you confirm if the damage resistant auras in World Tier 3 and 4 is just damage reduction or is it complete immunity to elements, say like cold or lightning damage? Very important information for my sorceress build theory crafting with my community. And Associate Game Director Joseph Pipora goes ahead and clarifies it's damage resistance, not immunity. So great information for all you theory crafters out there. Let me know in the comments if you're already preparing for launch and theory crafting some builds. Which class will you start with and have you already specced out your builds for when the game launches? If you've enjoyed the video up to this point, it would be greatly appreciated if you'd show a little love and give it a thumbs up. Stay in the loop by subscribing to the channel if you want to keep up to date with everything Diablo 4 and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Also, with the gift cards of my partner Instant Gaming for your respective store, you can save a few bucks on your next purchase and simultaneously support the channel. A massive thanks goes out to all of the supporters. Your love and support is truly appreciated. Ever since the betas, there's an ongoing discussion whether or not level scaling in Diablo 4 is a good or a bad thing. For those unaware, in Diablo 4 monsters always scale to your character's level. And while some think this is a good thing because the game always feels fresh and challenging, others really dislike it because you never have the sense of accomplishment or leveling up or getting stronger. And I found a really good post on Reddit which illustrates what would happen if the game wouldn't have level scaling. So we would start over here in the starting area, go to Kyovashad and then practically follow a perfect path to the next zone. So while we're going down here, we're level 7, picking up all the dungeons and aspects and the altars of Lilith. Then going to Yelesna, level 10, then over here, picking up all the stuff while we level up and head over to the next zone. And this is exactly what would happen if we would have to level up a new character each season. We would find a perfect way through the zones while picking up all the stuff along the way, and I personally think this would suck the fun right out of it. So I'm a fan of level scaling, even though you might lose some sense of accomplishment or character progression. But to be honest, in the betas, I've already felt the difference between my level 5 character and my level 25 character. The difference was definitely noticeable, and I think this will go on as you progress further. Let me know in the comments down below if you like level scaling in Diablo 4 or if you disagree with it being a good concept. On the topic of level scaling, I found another really interesting article from Eurogamer.net where it says, it's worth explaining how level scaling works in the context of Diablo 4's World Tiers 2. World Tiers affect the difficulty of the game. Tier 2 is designed to offer the equivalent of a normal difficulty with tier 1 similar to an easy mode or a story focused mode. The levels of monsters are the same across tier 1 and 2, Hypora confirmed. So that's really interesting. Play in tier 3, which you gain access to after completing a level 50 capstone dungeon at the end of tier 2, and monsters are higher level than you broadly. You can choose to stay in world tiers 1 and 2, and the monsters will never get higher than level 50. And that is new too. You could be level 60 and still wander around and finish your collections or hoover up any side quests, and you'll cream through monsters because you'll be much more powerful. So that is a great piece of information. You can just stay in world tiers 1 and 2 and just explore the entirety of Sanctuary without ever bothering about monster difficulty. So that's really interesting, but keep in mind that you'll miss out on some of the rewards, as ancestral items, sacred items and even unique items only become available when you switch over to Nightmare difficulty or World Tier 3. Now we've got some kind of great news for all you console or controller players out there, as Mark on Twitter asks, "Sorry to bother, but do you guys can give us any feedback regarding the poor range of movement skills on console and the inability to freely control them? Teleport and leap are not fun the way it is. Thank you. I'm sure D4 is gonna be amazing." And yes, I'm sure D4 is gonna be amazing too, but this issue is definitely worrisome, as especially teleport and leap are really bad on controller. Joseph Hypora goes ahead and confirms, "We've heard this feedback and it's something that we'll be working to improve." I'm actually curious how they want to improve this, as you don't have the ability to directly aim to something like you have with a mouse and keyboard. Like I said, I'm really curious on what they'll be able to come up with. Now let's take a look at a great series of questions and answers, because Basti on Twitter wanted to know, is it correct that we need to complete the campaign after release before we can start with the season in mid or end of July? Or is it possible to start with season 1 even if we've never played Diablo 4 before? General Manager Rod Ferguson goes ahead and explains, "You need to finish the campaign on at least one character on your account." And Big Shot goes ahead and follows up. "Two questions. Can I complete the campaign on a softcore character and then skip campaign on a new hardcore character? And can I initially skip campaign on a character and then choose to play it later to get any specific rewards, like the bubble amulet from Vigo in Act 1? That's a great question." And Joseph Hypora goes ahead and confirms, "You can skip campaign on hardcore if you complete it first on softcore, but you cannot choose to skip the campaign and then decide to go play a part of it in isolation, at least at launch." So that's really good confirmation right there. You can't just go ahead and play some part of the campaign after you skipped it entirely. In one of my recent videos I've been talking about the Diablo 4 KFC promotion, where you can get some in-game loot for eating at KFCs. And now we've got some official images, data mined, where you can see all the 5 items. So there's one item for each class. We have the totem vessel of the 11 for the Druid. Then we've got a staff for the Sorcerer, Thrumming Axle, a bow, of course, for the Rogue, Red Pheasant Slayer, and we've got a pole arm for the Barbarian, Hand of Gallus, and the Foul Reaper two-handed scythe for the Necromancer. So those are the items, and I personally think they are okay, but would I go eat at KFCs for them? I don't think so. Another thing is that this promotion probably is only available in the US, so most of the world will be missing out on those items, except you're willing to pay the price on a platform like, I don't know, eBay or something. But I'm really curious, are you taking part in this promotion and trying to get those items, whether be it eating at KFCs or buying that stuff somewhere online? Let me know in the comments down below. And we've got some more news on the topic of cosmetic rewards. I've been already talking about the Support a Streamer program, which was not that good received by the community. Reapan on Twitter wants to know, Why are the Twitch skins now locked behind a paywall? Will 1 to 4 hours watch time no longer give free cosmetics? And Adam Fletcher goes ahead and confirms we will have drops with watch requirements as well. So there you have it. The supported streamer program is optional and gives you 1 cosmetic by purchasing 2 subscriptions across participating channels. But you will be able to earn Twitch drops the more traditional way by just watching channels that play Diablo 4. So nothing has changed except an additional cosmetic reward which you can purchase via subscriptions. And I've found a really great article from the German news outlet GameStar where they interviewed Joe Pipora and art director John Müller, and they asked them which class was the hardest to balance, and the clear answer apparently was Druid. But why is that? Actually, the Druid is one of our strongest classes, at least in our internal tests. However, our players have not yet been able to experience its full potential in previous betas, Joe Pipora explains. For example, the important class mechanic Spirit Blessings was not yet activated. Said to be the true source of druidic strength, these powerful buffs are unlockable at level 15, albeit as part of a quest that wasn't featured in the betas. As we know, this quest will be in Act 2 in Skosglen, so we couldn't play it in the betas, but it will be right at the beginning of the game, after a few hours at least. In concrete terms, this means that druids are intentionally weaker before level 15 because they hit more and more powerfully over the course of the campaign. For the second open beta, however, the class was noticeably strengthened so that fans don't get too frustrated in the early game. We're curious to see if that affects the late game power and how the druid fares in the crucial endgame. And I'm really curious too, what do you think? How good will the druid really be in the game? Will it be an overlooked class, or do you think it won't be that viable in the endgame? Let me know in the comments down below. But that's it for the video, and I hope you find yourself well informed. If so, I would really appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up and check out my latest video displayed right here on the screen. I wish you all an awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one.